Hello again, my name is Russell Scott from scottcarvings.com. In fact, of all the videos I've done, there's my card. Russell Scott, Scott Carving. And that's my motto. I create family heirlooms that descendants will be arguing over for generations. And today I am going to carve from one of my wood carving books. This one is called The Vintage Santa Claus. All these Santa Clauses, I got the ideas from vintage Christmas cards. And this is the one we're going to do today. This one here. Now my books have some step-by-step and many patterns for others. In fact, there's a gentleman we're going to do right there. To which that he happens to be right here. That's the one we're going to do. It is a Bishop Santa or a Saint Nicolas, pardon me. Here's the cutout. And if I can zoom far enough back, I'll give you the patterns. I think the pattern's going to kind of, in order to fit, you're going to have to do a copy and paste. Hopefully that comes out all right. Now this particular piece is a 3x2, I believe. This one here, 3x2, or yeah, 3x2, 8 inches long. The one that I'm working on. Of course, you can make it any other size and dimensions. Again, there's the pattern. I have it so you can see it there. Here's the cutout, and I suppose it's time to get to work. Don't forget your wood carving glove. And the thing that I want to start off right away, I can get right into it, do my talking later, is this particular character is going to have the hand. This is the hand that's going to hold the staff. So I'm going to give him enough here. This particular character is going to be, should we say, ungloved. It's going to be an open hand. So all of that goes away first. And of course we can't forget to put in our center line. This might be a little lopsided, but let's get that center line in. That is something that I usually forget, is putting in that center line. Okay, first thing I want to do is get my chisel glove on. I like to get a glove for my hand that I chisel from, and I like to get started on the chisel because I want to take this hunk out of there. Now you can use a knife, you know. You don't have to use exactly what I'm using. And you can see I'm cutting towards myself, which is not particularly right. The thing is I'm using my wrist here to cut. I'm not using the hand, my whole arm, and so it'll jab in. So it's just a so we get that out of there. Of course, as we get started, I need to adjust my camera because I have, as you know, at occasion I have gone out of the screen. Let the chips fly. In fact, that's the name of my blog. Go to my website, you can go to my blog. Let the chips fly. There I have more of my pictures I still have links to my videos, but I have more pictures there. The latest and greatest that I probably would not have on my website yet. And my website is scottcarvings.com. I believe I neglected to mention that. And this is the way I like to do the videos, is this camera that's over my shoulder. You won't really see my mug, not that you really would care to. Oops, green goes the other way. This is the way I like to do carving instead of on my lap. Here, let's do this. Is that a little better? I want to move around so it doesn't bang on the camera. Okay, there's our start. I'm going to take this off. And what I want to do is I want to start rounding things out, is find the other arm. Now, the thing that's going to be kind of interesting here is we're really not going to have much of a shoulder definition for the arm. But we just want to get an arm so you can hold on to that sack of, no, they are not tomatoes, they're apples. So I want to make sure, see how I got this extended here? That is where the sack, that's for the bottom of the sack, in which this is going to go away. So I want to make sure I have the definition of the sack. And then the arms, I want to make sure I have enough for the arms. We can always come back. And the arm is going to be, the hand is going to be right there. And I want the beard. I'm just going to put the beard in for now. We can always erase a line. Erase pencil. We can use our metal eraser. Now what's going to happen here is I have this extra here, so that is going to, because that's for the beard, is going to go away. I leave a little extra for the head. I mean, I'm sure we're going to be taking a lot back. We don't want to have his head, if we look at here, I think his nose will be sticking too far out. I just like to have a little extra lumber there, just in case if there's a slip of the knife, or which will lead to a lot of cussing, you know. I mean, well, no, not really, but okay. Now I'm going to redraw here. This is where the robe is going to come down. So this is all going to go away, but we just want to keep that robe. And the robe is going to come back. And I'm just drawing right now. A lot of this is probably going to go away because as I round things out, a lot of the pencil will go away. And in the back here, the back is just fairly simple. There's really nothing to the back, actually. Just going to make it a little round. And like I said, once we start working on this corner, a lot of the pencil is going to go away. And we want, what's going to happen is we're going to have a groove here in which the hand is going to come in. And then this is going to round this way. So you can do that on the camera this way. This is going to round this way a little bit. Well, kind of straight back, not really round. Okay, again, I want to take all the big pieces off. This is big pieces time. Here comes the chisel. Now you could use like I said, you can use a knife, and then of course what I'm doing is I'm using the corner of this chisel. Another thing I'd like to do is create this, because it's creating a stop cut. We can create a stop cut with a V tool too. I've done that. Just it's our way of making sure that it doesn't go farther than we want. That's the purpose of the V cut. Oops. My problem is I try to take too much off at the same time at once here. It's a little difficult for me to kind of carve at this angle. You know, we like to carve on our laps. So if it kind of has an odd angle, again, I'm just using my wrist. I'm not putting too much energy into it. And there, that's just getting started. That shows, I mean, I'm sure we can get a little deeper, but that just shows that we just don't want to touch that right now. In here, let's get this going. Maybe I better use the feet tool because, like I said, I'm kind of stretching out a little bit here to get into the camera. In fact, probably a knife would probably be easier. Maybe not. Yeah, I kind of want to leave this. Well, here actually. Okay, I want to just get this out here. Because then what's going to happen is, I'm just smoothing the shoulder out, but what's actually going to happen is this is going to go in from here. Here, let me demonstrate. So I can show you what I mean. Is now that this is rounded, now we bring this in. You know, let me use the knife. I think the knife will be easier in this. No, I'm not doing much detailing right now. I'm just doing this to show you for you to watch out. Make sure I got my thumb in front of my thumb so I don't make the knife go flying. See, this is what I'm talking about here. Let me get this piece out. See, even though we're rounding this out for the shoulder, we still want to dedicate this going in, because this is all going to go away. This right here is going to go in. Of course, the beard comes out from the chest. So we're rounding off. Let me do this with my knife here. I think it would be easier. And of course, I'm using the wrong way of cutting. You put your thumb on the knife, not on your thumb. That's a habit that I'm still in the middle of and trying to get out of. Yeah, this is just to remind us to watch this area here. Even though the shoulder goes back, the chest goes back even farther. Oh, get your thumb off your thumb. That actually hurt. I mean, there's nothing really wrong as far as cutting, having my thumb on my thumb, but after a while, the thumb that gets it gets kind of tired of being pushed on. Okay, that's just getting started there. That's just that we're just getting to understand where all that goes. After we get all these chips out of these major blocks out of here, and so on, then we can start doing a lot more rounding out. Because for me, I hate holding on to square pieces. I like to have that round out. Usually I'd round that out pretty quick, but just for the sake of doing this thing one step at a time, I like to do it this way. So actually we're going to do one more thing before we do round out, is pick up our V-tool, or you can use your knife, creating stop cuts on those lines that we have created that we want to keep. So we want to keep this bag and the arm, sort of dedicating that, or making sure that doesn't get out of hand.